What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is day 95 of the ALPAT. Today, we headed up to Port Moller and we anchored off of Port Moller. We were able to get our training OODs more repetitions for anchoring the ship. And once we were done and safely anchored, we had some training in CIC for what it is that we are looking at as far as radar and other points to make sure that the ship is stable. After we were finished anchoring, we launched the small boat, and their idea, what they were trying to do, was that they were going to go into shore and check out the docks and that sort of thing on shore to see if it was possible to get some personnel ashore for shore excursions. And they ran into some difficulties while they were out. They ran into some difficulties with the steering system. The boat that we have, the one that was launched, has an electronic steering system, and that makes it extremely precise. They can do a lot of things that you can't do with a wheel, but it also means that there's a lot of parts that can go wrong. And one of them did. I don't know what it was. I know they had to take a lot of time today to work on that. That's engineers doing the work on it to try to get it back to fully operations. However, the boat was able to get back safely. It was not a safety issue for them to get back. It was just not operating to full capacity. Another thing that we had to deal with, and this is going to seem weird because the small boat steering issue is obviously a much more substantial issue than what I'm about to talk about. However, this is an issue that I'm familiar with because I was dealing with it. We had an issue signing into our messaging system. And this is not a messenger like Facebook Messenger where you're sending instant messages back and forth. This is, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a very old style email system. If you've ever seen the movie Crimson Tide, the messages that were coming across those old dot matrix printers, it's still very much the same now. We don't have a dot matrix printer. It just comes across electronically, but it is still very much the same. When I joined, it was called Coast Guard Messaging System. Now it's called the Official Information Exchange. I'll be honest, I don't know why we don't just send emails. It seems like that would be the thing to do. But hey, we don't. We send OIX messages. But we were unable to log into the website to send any of these messages. And it's not a password issue because there's no password. You sign in, you have we have chip readers, much like your credit cards have. We don't have credit cards, but we have that sort of thing, and it reads the information off of that, and instead of paying at the gas pump, it signs us into the message traffic. There's multiple websites you can try to sign in. None of them were working. So I have to submit an IT trouble ticket. And if you've ever had to submit an IT trouble ticket anywhere in the world at any job, that's like the worst thing in the world. And this was a Saturday after a holiday. So there was certainly not to be no one around. But remarkably, they did actually get back to me, and that ended up being quite an adventure. One of them, the first one, told me that it was something that it was not. He also said that it was something a local administrator needed to check. So I respond by telling them that I am the local administrator for this system, and I can't log into the system at all to do anything that you're saying. They came back with another solution that could not possibly work, and now I'm getting irritated, and I responded by saying this solution does not work, nor will it ever work under any conditions. The problem miraculously fixed itself, probably no intervention from them or us, but it was very irritating having to deal with them back and forth. The good thing that did actually manage to come out of it is that they have put up a guide on our main dashboard that opens every time you sign into a computer with best practices for this messaging system. So I can only hope that I think I submitted 3 trouble tickets, that my 3 trouble tickets and my sarcasm was able to affect a little bit of change, but at least somebody out there is listening to issues, even if they don't seem to know how to fix them at the time. Another funny thing with this, they tried to call me on the phone. Now, I have indicated that we do have voice over IP phone services underway. However, this is not a service that I can use when I'm on watch in CIC, and it's not often a service that I sign into when I'm on my computer in the room. I had actually submitted with the trouble ticket that if they had any questions, they should email the watch floor, because we have an all OS email list. I said you should email the watch because we're underway. We don't have access to phones. You should email the watch. But they still decided to call. I responded back, I'm unable to answer this thing. And they called again. And so, as I said before, this is fantastic IT troubleshooting people that just have no understanding of what's going on out in the fleet. But anyway, that was my adventure for today. If you have any questions about what we're doing out here, please leave them down below. I thank you for listening. I will talk to you again tomorrow.